The breakup with a narcissist often leaves lasting emotional aftershocks for the one left behind. Amid the shattered pieces of the broken relationship, people often wonder, does the narcissist truly feel regret? Are they consumed by pain and guilt for having lost me? The answer, unfortunately, is not simple. It's akin to a symphony of intertwining emotions, sometimes fierce, sometimes faint, sometimes loud, sometimes silent, all dependent on complex factors that even the narcissists themselves may struggle to comprehend. Some, having endured the exhausting manipulation of a narcissist, might coldly assert they don't care at all. For them, breaking up is as trivial as changing an old shirt, not worth a second thought. Others, just beginning to navigate the calculated world of a narcissist and still naive to their honeyed words and tearful theatrics, might insist they must be in agony. They'll soon realize their mistake and come crawling back, begging for forgiveness. But the truth, as always, lies somewhere in between these extremes. Whether a narcissist truly suffers after a breakup, and to what extent, depends on several factors. The value of your supply. Were you their primary source of supply, the irreplaceable muse that fueled their ego, or merely a forgettable supporting actor in the drama of their life? The stage of the relationship. Did the breakup occur during the height of passion, or after the relationship had long grown cold and indifferent? Who initiated the breakup? The type of narcissist. Was the narcissist you dealt with the fragile type, constantly seeking attention and validation, or the grandiose type with an inflated ego, believing themselves the center of the universe? Each type of narcissist reacts differently and employs varied coping mechanisms post-breakup. Some may be consumed by anger and resentment, seeking revenge. Others may feign heartbreak to garner sympathy and attention. Still others might quickly seek a new supply to fill the void. For those unfamiliar, narcissistic relationships often follow a four-stage cycle: love bombing, devaluation, exploitation, and discard. In this video, I will focus on how a narcissist might react if you were a primary supply, and the type of narcissist you are dealing with is the grandiose kind. But before embarking on this challenging journey, I urge you to take a moment to reaffirm your inner strength. Take a deep breath, hold your head high, and declare, "I am strong and resilient. No one can break me." This affirmation is more than a simple mantra. It is the flame that reignites your self-belief, the force that will carry you through the trials ahead. Because, when facing a grandiose narcissist, you'll need a steely resolve and unwavering willpower to resist being drawn into their vortex of manipulation and control. They remain silent and wait. When you decide to step out of the game, the narcissist initially responds with resilience, bordering on stubbornness. Arrogant and self-assured, they believe they hold total control and that you will eventually bow and return. It's just a temporary tantrum. You'll realize your mistake and beg for my forgiveness, they think, with a contemptuous smile. In their eyes, you are weak, vulnerable to your own genuine emotions. They scorn compassion and empathy, the noblest qualities of humanity, regarding them as your fatal flaws. You're too sensitive, too easily overwhelmed by feelings. You'll come back, they tell themselves, with an unwavering belief in their manipulative prowess. They wait nonchalantly, neither worried nor troubled. Because in the narrow, egocentric world of the narcissist, where their inflated ego overshadows everything, you are nothing more than a puppet in their cruel game. Your departure is seen as a momentary impulsive act, a meaningless struggle before succumbing to their feet. They want to teach you a lesson about betrayal and punishment. They remain silent, coldly observing, waiting for you to exhaust yourself and come crawling back. They believe, in the end, you will pay for your defiance. But after some time, with no response from you, they are jolted into realizing that things are not as simple as they thought. Imagine a sunny day when your beloved phone suddenly breaks, won't turn on, and leaves you unable to contact anyone. How would you feel? Surely it would be inconvenient, worrying, and frustrating, right? That is precisely how a narcissist feels at this moment. While you were together, they treated you like a possession, demanding you cater to their every need, no matter how poorly they treated you. They believed you would always be there, like a phone that sits comfortably in their palm. But when you decide to leave, they are startled to realize your importance. You were like oxygen, like water, essential to their existence. They panic, fear, and have no idea how to fill the void you've left behind. To them, you are betraying them, stealing something they consider theirs. They need you to orbit around them, to devote all your time and energy to fulfilling their needs and desires. It is the only way they feel safe and loved, ensuring their fragile ego remains intact. So when you dare to step out of that golden circle, when you dare to focus on yourself, they spiral into extreme panic. Fear and anxiety engulf them, driving them to act uncontrollably, even irrationally. Deep down, they believe that without you, they cannot survive and will be swallowed by emptiness and despair. And from here, a series of manipulative attacks begins. Narcissists are like children who refuse to grow up, constantly demanding absolute attention and care from others. When you, their loyal supplier, dare to turn your back and focus on yourself, they explode in rage, like a child deprived of their favorite toy. They watch you. The torment and obsession with you do not disappear, even after you've left their life. They agonize, feeling as if they're missing out on something important whenever they cannot connect with you, but don't mistake this for a desire for genuine interaction. Instead, they become like phantoms, silently lurking, quietly observing you from afar, like an uninvited audience persistently following every step of your life. They find a strange satisfaction in watching your life from behind the curtain, a place where they do not have to face you or take responsibility for anything. This distant surveillance excites them more than any direct interaction because they lack empathy. They cannot truly connect with anyone. Rather than confront, they choose the role of a hidden observer, silently witnessing your emotions, successes and failures without ever needing to intervene or reveal themselves. They are particularly pleased to see you suffer as it validates their belief that you were wrong to leave them. This toxic pleasure bolsters their fragile ego, convincing themselves that they have won and do not need you. But even if they've found someone new, they won't completely let you go. They will try to mold this new person into a copy of you, an imperfect substitute to soothe their emptiness. At the same time, they continue to monitor you, not to check if you're okay, but to ensure you're not happier than they are. They cannot bear the thought of you thriving without them. Even after the relationship has ended, they will find ways to undermine your spirit, from indirect attacks to tarnishing your image in the eyes of others. They smear you. They may escalate to a more ruthless strategy, doing everything possible to bring you down with the most vicious tactics. For them, hurting you is not just about revenge, it's a way to reaffirm their power. They won't hesitate to employ dark tools, from public mockery and defamation to fabricating false stories to tarnish your reputation. To achieve their goal, they will exploit every channel of communication. Nor gossip with colleagues, fabricated stories in intimate conversations, or malicious posts on social media all become their weapons. They sow doubt, making those around you lose trust. Friends, colleagues, even family can become victims of their manipulation. Their aim is to isolate you completely, leaving you with no one to lean on or defend you. Even more dangerously, narcissists are adept at hiding their true nature. They can play the role of a trustworthy person or even a victim in the narrative they craft, making others easily believe their lies. Conversely, you, who strive to expose the truth, are painted as the villain, labeled as disruptive or unreliable. Their ultimate goal is not just to make you suffer, but to annihilate you mentally and socially. They want you to feel lost, hopeless, and abandoned by the world. This is their way of punishing you for daring to defy their control, while maintaining the illusion of their power. For them, destroying you brings not only personal satisfaction, but also a symbolic victory, reinforcing their fragile and insecure ego. They reminisce about the past. When the present becomes bleak, stagnant, and devoid of a sense of control, narcissists often retreat to the past as a safe haven, a soothing balm for their wounded ego. To them, the past is not merely a collection of memories, but a glorious land where they once shone brightly. It is a place where they were admired, celebrated, and where their ego was lavished with absolute adoration. Triumphant victories, fervent praise, or just the sense of being superior to others, these become their source of solace. Like moths perpetually drawn to a flame, they yearn to relive those moments of glory, even if only in their imagination. These dazzling memories serve as a faint light in the darkness of their current reality, temporarily offering them an escape from the pressures, failures, and helplessness that now surround them. To cling to the past, they often revisit moments when they felt invincible, when everything seemed under their control. They recall times of professional accolades, romantic admiration, or relationships that once made them feel special. They may even attempt to reconnect with old admirers, former friends, or past lovers, hoping these fragments of memory will rekindle some semblance of the grandeur they have lost. Beyond people, they also seek out places tied to their former success. A cafe where they were once complimented, an old office where they were celebrated, or a romantic setting tied to sweet memories. These places become sanctuaries in their mind, where the past remains alive and they are still the central figure in their story. This behavior acts as a natural defense mechanism, allowing them to avoid the harshness of their present reality. By escaping into memories, they momentarily shield themselves from the failures and wounds of today, where their once firm confidence and power have been shaken. In these memories, they find fleeting comfort and a temporary sense of peace before reality pulls them back into a harsher present, a place where their glory has faded and helplessness looms as an unavoidable specter. However, their constant indulgence in the past is merely a way to delay confronting reality. No matter how tightly they hold on, the past cannot replace the present. They remain trapped in a cycle of nostalgia and disappointment, endlessly struggling to accept a truth they are unwilling to face, that their glory days are gone, and their ego no longer commands the attention it once did. They provoke you. They shift to flaunting their new relationship. This time it is far from discreet. They weaponize this new relationship as a tool to attack you, provoking and simultaneously proving to the world that they are better off without you. Radiant photos of happiness on social media, cryptic posts extolling the virtues of new love, all serve as tactics to make you jealous, hurt, and doubt your own worth. You see them with their new partner, seemingly glowing and blissful, to the point where you begin to question yourself. Was I the problem? Are they truly meant for each other? Do not let these polished images deceive you. In reality, this is not genuine love, but a meticulously crafted performance. They are wearing a flawless mask designed to hurt you and make you regret leaving. Their new relationship is likely still in the love-bombing stage, a familiar strategy of narcissists. They idealize their new partner, showering them with adoration as if they found their perfect match. But this is merely a shiny facade to lure their prey. They repeat the same sweet words and attentive gestures they once used on you, but it is all temporary. Sooner or later, that mask will fall, and the new partner will face the same manipulation and suffering you endured. The most important thing now is not to allow yourself to be pulled into the deceptive vortex they create. Remember, what you see is merely an illusion, a sophisticated lie designed to make you feel insecure and regretful. They are not truly happy, and their new partner is not the special one they portray. Instead of tormenting yourself or getting lost in negative thoughts, focus on protecting your heart. Cut off all contact. Avoid engaging with their drama and social media, and channel all your energy into healing yourself. This is your time to rebuild, to rediscover your inner strength, and to create the life you truly deserve. They descend into chaos. In the mind of a narcissist, you are not merely someone who once shared their life. You are their emotional supply, the one who constantly reinforced their fragile self-esteem. When you leave, this loss not only leaves them feeling lonely, but also forces them to confront the flaws they have long denied. They may feel paralyzed by sadness, drowning in endless thoughts about how they lost you. Anxiety and insecurity creep into every moment, plunging them into a depressive state where they can find no comfort from those around them. Every time they think about your absence, it feels like a dagger twisting deeper into their already fragile ego. The pain intensifies when they realize their new sources of supply do not measure up to you. What torments them most is not just your absence, but the realization that they have lost control of the situation. Narcissists live under the illusion that they wield absolute power, that they can manipulate everything to suit their desires. But when you leave, this illusion shatters, forcing them to confront the consequences of their selfish, unempathetic, and toxic behavior. They begin to wrestle with the biggest question haunting their mind: why did everything fall apart like this? While part of them tries to blame you or external circumstances, another part must face the harsh truth: they were the ones who destroyed the relationship. Your absence feels like an irreplaceable void in their life. Without you to praise, care for, or cater to their needs, they feel as though their world is crumbling. So they see exercise as a useful coping mechanism, which fills their existing self-esteem, but also triggers their deepest fear, that they are not good enough and are unworthy of love. In an attempt to fill this emptiness, they seek temporary fixes, such as chasing attention from others or jumping into new relationships recklessly. But these efforts usually offer only fleeting comfort, leaving them quickly spiraling back into chaos. They are forced to confront a reality they never wanted to acknowledge. Their ego can no longer rely on you for validation. This internal struggle not only damages the narcissist, but also creates a cycle of self-destruction. Their unresolved sadness, depression, and anxiety drag them deeper into suffering. Instead of changing or learning to face themselves, they often react by blaming, manipulating, or trying to regain control through negative means. No matter what they do, the truth remains unchangeable. Their life cannot return to what it was without you. This realization not only undermines their self-esteem, but also leaves a deep wound in their psyche, a wound they have no idea how to heal. But remember, the chaos the narcissist is experiencing is not because they love you or truly care about you. It is because your departure wounded their ego and forced them to confront a reality they cannot accept, that they are not perfect and not invincible. These overwhelming emotions are theirs to deal with, not yours. You are not responsible for their healing. Focus on protecting yourself and continuing to build the life you deserve. And that's what happens when a narcissist realizes just how miserable life is without you. They may go through a whirlwind of emotions: anger, panic, sorrow, despair, but ultimately, they will have to face the harsh truth that they have lost something truly valuable. As for you, after escaping that toxic relationship, focus on healing your emotional wounds, loving yourself, and building a brighter, healthy life. Remember, you deserve happiness, and you are fully capable of finding it without the narcissist in your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content. And remember, if you are struggling in a relationship with a narcissist, seek support from loved ones or professional counselors. You are not alone on this journey.